I want to ask all of you, as this Bill Belichick to North Carolina thing becomes more and more real, and I'm sitting here trying to think of times that we've done anything like this. We argue all the time about whether the college guy could make it work in the pros. We have not had everything turned so upside down that the greatest football coach any of us have ever heard of now doesn't get work in the NFL and wants to call his own dictator terms at North Carolina in such a way that he's being this brazen about the professionalism when he says, quote, let me put this in capital letters. If I was in a college program, if the college program would be a pipeline to the NFL for the players that had the ability to play in the NFL, it would be a professional program. Training, nutrition, scheme, coaching, techniques that would transfer to the NFL. It would be an NFL program at a college level and an education that would get the players ready for their career after football. It would be geared toward developing the player, time management, discipline structure, all that. That would be life skills regardless of whether they were in the NFL or somewhere in business. I feel very confident that I have the contacts in the NFL to pave the way for those players that would have the ability to compete in the NFL. They would be ready for it. I have no doubt about that. He said this to Pat McAfee. This is absolutely him recruiting already. Like he's saying, I'm going to be Saban. Like, you know how Saban got people to the pros? That's what I'm going to be. Never mind, like, yeah, okay, education, college, but I'm going to be pipeline to high school kids. You want to know how to get to the pros? Who knows better than I? How to get you to the pros. He's already in recruiting mode, right, while I still want to learn whether this is a real thing that he's negotiating to get his son to replace him.
I mean, Dan, the reports are he sat down with the people in charge of making this hire for 5 hours, pitching his ideas to North Carolina. I don't think he does that unless he's taking it seriously.
But saying this publicly, right here,
yeah,
the last year of Belichick's life, if I'm Belichick, I'm deeply insulted by the sport I love. Insulted that no one will give me a job with what I've done in that league, and now I've got to go to North Carolina to negotiate something that's a minor league job while saying, a minor league compared to the pros, the NFL pros,
right,
while saying out loud the thing of, I'm worthy, and here's why I'm worthy. Here's why I'm better than all the other college coaches. But I want to ask you guys from a practical perspective, when has this happened before? Where a coach, I mean, of this magnitude, there aren't many, but just a pro coach is taking a job that's just, it's not one of the best jobs in college football. It's a good job, but it's not one of the best jobs in college football. The idea that Belichick is available to this school, wants to go to this school, and is out here saying out loud to recruits already, this is what I offer if you go to North Carolina. I've got a better chance of getting you to real money and professionalism than anybody else that is working in the sport.
But is he right, though? I think that a myriad number of teams at the top level of college football are already what he's saying. Look at how many players Georgia has in the NFL right now. Ohio State, Alabama, all the top programs do what he's saying. And my question is, everything is about recruiting in the portal now. Does the Belichick name wow kids who are 18 or 20 years old? Does a guy that age really, really impress people he's after, as opposed to
wows their parents the same way Dion does?
Okay.
But Greg, if he has the ability, and I believe that he does, and he has the connections, and I believe that he does, to get kids to the NFL, that's what they care about, right?
Right. But doesn't every top program offer that same pipeline?
But we were just talking about in the NFL how he just doesn't connect with players anymore, and now he's going to go to a younger demographic. Look at all the successful coaches. I know there are outlier old guys, but it's a lot of Dan Lannings. And it's just, it's flashy, but I just feel like 1 year into like a mediocre season with North Carolina, and we're already doing the same conversations about he's just not connecting with these young guys.
But college, you're able to coach them and talk to them in a way that you can't in the pros, because all those guys make so much money. Like, the hell out of here. Like, I mean, they make money in college now, but I'm just saying you still are able to coach college kids harder than you coach pros, because at the end of the day, a bunch of them are kids like a year or so removed from high school. And when you walk into those doors, that's one of the things about what Dan is talking about, pro coaches versus college coaches, is that pro coaches sit back and watch college and be like, most of y'all can't coach. That's how pro coaches think about college. Most of you guys can't coach. All you do is recruit and you do rah-rah stuff. So imagine Belichick saying, me with my football IQ, and then add on to that, I don't have to worry about feelings as much as I do at the NFL level.
But you do now, right? Because, like, if you don't like it, you can leave in a year. Like, no one's tied into being part of any team anymore for any extended period of time. And even if you do like him, if someone comes with more money, you can go. So, like, you do have to manage the feeling almost more so than the NFL, where NFL, you're bound by contracts. Like, they can leave 1 year to the next if they don't like how he's coaching them.
He will be more powerless in college than at any time in the college experience. A coach has been powerless. And he was able to be the last of the dinosaurs who ran the professional outfit at the highest level in a dictator way that didn't matter whether he connected with the players or not. Charlie Weiss, his disciple, a lot of coaches never forgave him for appearing at Notre Dame and saying at the first press conference, I've got a significant schematic advantage over my other coaches. We've got to assume that every single game that North Carolina will play with this as the coach, they have a significant coaching advantage, correct? We're going to agree on the front end that whatever it is they bring into the building, the moment it arrives, a leadership and coaching advantage, they will have the biggest one in the sport, correct? Will we agree on that, or do we not agree on that?
I'll give you defensively. I mean, he might bring in the guy with the pencil to run his offense again.
Matt Patricia,
Yeah.
the guy
Didn't work
with the
out.
pencil.
Yeah.
Matt
you knew who I
Patricia,
meant.
that's the kind of executive
As soon as I
producing
said
expertise
that,
I need.
you said the name.
Well,
I
Patri-
knew exactly who I meant.
I do love building out his coaching staff because I have Teddy Bruschi coaching linebackers at UNC. I mean,
Well, Patricia will go with him, right? Like, Patricia's producing him right now, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think Patricia's doing a lot of his production for him for all of his television appearances.
That's great.
Like his research. No, I mean, it's not uncommon. Adam Gase does that for the Mannings. I don't know if that's a secret, but Adam Gase works on the Manning cast doing research.
Wow. I think two things about Belichick are fair to say. Number one, he didn't win without Tom Brady before in Cleveland, and he didn't win without Tom Brady after in New England. The second point I would make is that Bill Belichick is about 2 seasons, maybe 3, from breaking the all-time record for most NFL coaching victories. If you don't think Bill Belichick would rather coach in the NFL, you're crazy. And if he ends up in North Carolina, I guarantee you he has a contract that has an out clause where he can leave in the middle of a game if he wants to, if he has an offer from the NFL.
So, Greg, don't you think part of this is a message to the NFL? Like, hey, if you want me, come get me right now.
I think
because I'm dead serious about taking this job.
Absolutely.
Right.
100%.